Nick Friedell, you are our Splash Brothers expert. Do you think they are still the best backcourt in the NBA?
Absolutely, Rach. I don't think in their mind there's any question, because I think people have flatly forgotten how good they can be together. It's been a year and a half since we saw them, since Klay got hurt in the finals. Steph barely played last season. I think those two are so incredibly motivated to show the rest of the world, hey, we're still here and we're still as dominant as ever, that I am really intrigued to see just how fast they start this season whenever it begins, because they know they're on a mission to prove to everybody else that they can still play at the highest level.
Yeah, so they are the best backcourt, and they're going to be the best backcourt until they probably retire at this point in time. But this is the issue about the next season, the revenge tour, quote unquote. Steph is coming off injury, hasn't played really much basketball in the last year. Klay has missed an entire season of basketball. You have to condition yourself. I don't care. They're not even going to the mini camps. I know these guys are going to be in shape. I know these guys are going to be tough. I'm not saying that. But there is something about being 30 years old, missing an entire season of basketball. So I don't think next season is going to be their quote-unquote revenge tour. It's going to be the following season when they kind of got their legs underneath them. They're kind of back into a little bit of a rhythm. That's when I think they can really start, taking names and, kicking what.
I think you're forgetting, though, that Klay Thompson is just a different kind of human. He's got that Wolverine stuff.
Oh, yeah. I don't dispute that they're going to be dominant, but they won't be their best version of themselves. But that's just my thought.
Just saying. Nick, do you think that anyone else on that list is going to be insulted if you guys both said them instead of
No, who
else on that
cares?
list?
Who cares? None of them on that list wins a championship.
KD and Kyrie. KD and Kyrie. I mean, Rach, I think we're talking about revenge tours and who's ready to show that they can still play at the highest level. I look at Steph and Klay, and I know them, and I know how much they want to prove. But I also know Kevin Durant, and I know that he thinks a lot of people have written him off already going into Brooklyn like they can't still win a title potentially next year. So I am really looking forward to see how he plays and see how that list goes throughout the season as far as backcourts happen.
Well, certainly the fact that they haven't played since March, they're going to benefit from this early start if they do, in fact, the NBA does go at the end of December, as opposed to some of these teams that were in the bubble and that might be a little bit more mentally or physically checked out at the start of the season. So I'm with you. I'm expecting them to come out of the gate strong. Nick, what do you think they learned from last season when they finished with the worst record in the league?
Just how bad it is when they're like everybody else and they don't have future Hall of Famers to rely upon.
It's weird.
Rach, the key to me in talk, yeah, it's incredible how that happens.
Yeah.
The key to me, though, in talking to people in the organization, these guys are all paying attention to what everybody is saying. They have listened for a year and a half since the end of that finals against Toronto. They've listened to everybody say, it's over, it was a fun run, and Draymond was in and out, and he dealt with some injuries, but he wasn't the same because he wasn't playing with Steph and Klay. But this organization is proud. They're willing to spend a lot of money, and they want to continue the runway of being great. And if you have those kind of components with Hall of Fame shooters who are coming back, who know how many people are out there doubting them, that's why I think this year they can really make a difference. And we'll see what happens with that draft pick. We'll see what happens with Andrew Wiggins. But this is a proud, proud team, and you should never discount just how much a proud team has to prove when everybody's written them off.
Well, look, now let's also go back a minute. When people were saying they were done, it's like, look, we knew to start the season there was going to be no Klay Thompson. And Steph Curry was healthy to start the season. Draymond Green was healthy to start the season. They had D'Angelo Russell, and they were done. Because it wasn't so much just the injury, but it was also Kevin Durant, big brother, is not there anymore. So, yes, Golden State being 100% healthy starting the season, that's not the same Warrior team that everybody was saying is going to be done. This is a different team. You're healthy. Everyone's locked in. You have a top draft pick. So I think as much as they want to take names, whatever their motivation is, good for them. I love to see the Warriors on top. I love those battles, but they're just now back in the field. For the last 3 to 4 seasons, it was the Warriors and everyone else, very similar how it was LeBron James and everyone else in the 2 respective conferences. So now they're in the middle of the field, and they're going to have to fight to get out to get to the finals.
I mean, look, the Kevin Durant era of the Warriors not only is actually done because Kevin Durant is gone, but that overpowering. They are going to win no matter what. And the guys said it themselves. They acknowledged certainly in the last month or two of that final season altogether. Draymond said we'd have pull in on the bus to the arena, and I knew we would win the game because they were just so overwhelming that it literally took 2 major injuries for them not to win an NBA Finals. That era of absolute suffocating no matter what, unless huge cataclysmic injuries happen, dominance, that's done.
Yeah.
But that's not a slight on Steph or Klay. That is saying that, oh, they're in it now, and they are 2 of the most highly talented guys we have in this league. And the fact that they already are being slotted into the favorites clot, that group at the top for next season, I think shows how much people really do still respect them. But I understand. You want to think everyone's against you because then, man, you can really show them. Yeah. They're also going to have possibly a new draft pick in the club next year. Bob Myers and the Warriors front office have options, though, in terms of trading that number 2 pick for veteran talent. They could keep it. They could draft someone that they think could help them win now. So, Richard, how much would entice the Warriors to trade the pick? What kind of offer do you think would be enough?
I think they need to get someone that they know can step in and play right away. I don't think they want a young, talented player, even if it's in the right position. I think the Golden State Warriors, I love the Wiseman pick because any other organization, he would be forced to kind of do a bunch, play 40 minutes a night, really develop. They're like, listen, we're going to develop you slowly because you're going to be contending for a championship. I want you to screen. I want you to roll. I want you to play defense. And I think that's a great organization for him to be in. Any other perimeter guy that they could possibly draft is going to take time in order for him to develop. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Warriors trade this pick if it was like we were talking about Bradley Beal and stuff like that. You got to get a player of a high level, ability, mainly because they're contending for a championship. So you're not out here just kind of picking up projects or guys with potential.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.